Today we're going to talk about new traditional New Year goals and why do not work anymore. We're going to shift our mindsets from just those traditional to realistic planning and a simple planning format like yearly, quarterly, monthly, and like maybe weekly, and the round tables, which is they're going to become your monthly reviews with Chris. So I'm going to give you an Excel sheet and we're going to use it tonight after we're done with the presentation if we have time. So I want you to think and answer this question: why traditional New Year goals don't work anymore? Take a second and answer that question for me. You can put it in the chat, you can share with us. Why do you think traditional New Year goals don't work anymore? It did work for me last year. It was a lot of work for me. So I'm not gonna use what I did last year. I simplified it this year. Anyone has an answer for me? I don't want to touch anything. Too big. Okay, yes, exactly. We set these big goals, and then the first month of January, we're very excited. And by February, we're starting like, okay, what comes next? Let me see. So this is the format we're going to use today. Is like a layers. We're going to use it like, as I said at the beginning, is going to be flexible, clear. We're not going to set unrealistic resolutions or over planning. We're going to use it from yearly to quarterly to monthly to weekly. And even I'm going to give you like, what do I do in my 2 hours when I sit after school? Sometimes I sit an hour, sometimes in half an hour, but mostly my whole work is on the weekend because I don't have little kids. I don't have a lot of responsibilities anymore. My kids are big now, adults. So you're going to see that. Again, this is not about perfection. It's about the progress that fits in our life. So you're going to look at your life and based on the way you work, the way you live, how much busy is your day, what do you do in the morning, what do you do in the afternoon, at night, where you can fit your schedule and how you're gonna reach and you're going to achieve these goals. So I want you to answer this question in your paper, iPad, whatever. What worked best this year? What drained me? What did I avoid? Why? What surprised me about my capacity? I do answer this question at the beginning. I say, and I say, what didn't work? What worked? What was draining me? Like really, maybe brought some money to my store, but it was killing me to do it. Like thumbnails and previews. Oh, updating the old ones. They're like, oh, they're draining me. I try to avoid them, but I've been avoiding them since 23, right, Chris? But I had to do it this year. It was too much, but I did it. I did complete that big project and I set it a goal. And this is where the idea came to this whole project and how to plan the new year, because I set it as my goal for the last quarter of the year. And it worked. Anyone would like to answer any of the questions? Well, okay. Difficult to visualize the goals when it's completed. I agree. But we're going to work on that. We're going to visualize that. We're going to see how we can get to that point to see it from the beginning to the end. But it might change, Lynette. At the end, I might have even a different project, but that's what led me to the new project. So I want you to think of 4 focus areas for the year. Write down 4 focus areas. We can write it down later and we can change it later. But think about it. Like, for example, I want to focus more on my email because I notice email is bringing traffic to my store and bringing money. People are buying from my email list. I'm focusing on updating. I want to do this year. This is one of, even though I don't like it, but I have to because what's happening with TpT when I'm selling the new resources, TpT is pushing my store and the old resources. Now my old resources are starting to sell and I don't want to lose customers. I don't want them to look at open and say, what is this? This is old. This is outdated. I don't want it. So this is why I need to update. This is one of my goals. Marketing, I'm not so good in social media. I will do it for 1 week and then drop it off. I'm not. I can't do social media. I'm not. SEO, that's always all year is going to be there for me. One of my goals. So pick 4. Think of 4 because the 4 big goals, they're going to become a goal for your quarter. So you're going to pick four. That means they're going to be one for each quarter. Quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. Do you have them? Lena, Chris, what do you have? What are your goals? The four focus areas for this year, Chris. I didn't put membership there.
No, yeah, I'm doing for my TpT business, which I have
Mhm.
not been focusing on very much for a couple of years now. But I put email, which I told you my problems, product creation, Pinterest, and blogging.
Okay. Login is one of mine, but I'm moving my whole website from Wix to WordPress now. I'm almost done. Okay. So now that you have four big projects, four big goals, I want you to think about two small ones. So if I said product creation, you said emails and blog. Product creation could be with, I can put there two small ones, updating at least when I'm creating, I'm going to create, for example, five products per quarter, four products per quarter. I put it in my slide like two, create two new resources. So I want you to break that big one, keep it as a big, and create two small that align with it. For example, I said my big goal is create a new product line. From that product line, I'm going to create two new resources, one freebie, and I'm going to update. If I have something that can align with that product line, I'm going to update, refresh the best-selling resources for that product line if I have. If I don't have it, I'm going to do it with another product. But think of your big goal. I have create a new product line. This is how I'm looking at it. I'm going to create a new product line. I already thought about it. I'm moving from what I have. And I started it last year. They're small. So now I want to make it a product line. So I thought I'm going to create two new resources, at least two new resources per quarter, and a freebie that align with that product line. Because remember, this is your goal just for quarter one. It's not your goal for the year. So, for example, if Lena has already 15 books, maybe she wants to reach 20 books, and maybe she wants to bundle it. The quarter would be to bundle all together and then put it on TBT. I recommend putting it on Classful because Classful does a lot of adding, a lot of Google Ads. So your resources, even though you don't want to sell them, just put them in Classful because they're going to show on Google images. And I have done the research and I have been looking at my resources and watching and studying everything. Classful shows for some reason resources on Classful are showing on Google images. And I'm not typing my product titles. I'm not typing my own words. Just typing, for example, text evidence. And I find one of mine that has been selling more on TBT. It's on TBT for longer. It does not show, but shows because it's on Classful. So even if you don't want to sell it, because from there you can send them to your Amazon account. Now, I want you to think must do and may do. So the must do for the quarter. Now that I thought of my resources, I thought of everything. So I must do the updates, the title, update the thumbnails. I must post twice about it if you chose social media. I didn't choose social media. For example, he said Pinterest. Maybe he needs to do at least daily on Pinterest. So must, what is the must do? What is it that you want to do? It's a must do. I have to do every week for my small projects or during the quarter. Don't even think about during the week. For the quarter, a must do. I have to collect emails. Like collecting emails is my must do every day. So it's a must do. I add freebies. Working on my email list is the most important thing for me. So I add freebies, I promote it, I participate in collaborations. I try to find people to collaborate with. So what is it you must do to reach that goal? Anyone can share with us. What is the must do you're going to do, Chris, to reach your goal?
Sorry. So, my big goal is the to make 5 products per quarter and then put them into one bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
my must,
your big goal is the bundle,
mhm,
and the small steps are create at least five. I would say if you don't get to five, you get to four, bundle it.
bundle it.
Bundle it.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the
Uh,
must do for that?
yeah, that's what I was trying to think through. I mean, obviously, the easy answer is I've got to come up with a product based on my product line. I've got to, not only make the product, but the preview images, the thumbnails, the cover images, the description, all that. Um, which I kind, we all have templates for that. We've got that great chat bot that you helped us write. So I was just trying to think a little deeper, and I hadn't come up with anything.
I would say the smaller goals will be Pinterest, you said. So the must do is
Yeah.
to list it on Pinterest. Like do the pins.
Make a
Must do.
blog about it, a pin and
Write
an
a blog about
email.
it.
There you
Don't let
go.
it go. Even though you feel, see, you no, I need to do the blog, and I because the blog is going to go where? In your email list.
Hmm.
The
Yep.
blog is going to is going to take traffic to your TpT store. So those little things that we look at it and we're not thinking about it are the things that they're going to sell my bundle.
The one I'm trying to avoid.
Huh?
That's
Which
the
one are you
one I
trying to avoid?
avoid. I
Which one?
avoid the blog and the pins because those are a pain. I feel like those are so
But you
difficult.
have TikTok. You don't have to do blogging there. So your TikTok is your must do. Aren't you doing it twice a day?
Yes, I do that as well. Yes, I do that twice a day.
So that's your must do for your resources.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. But I want to do this year is I want to expand. So
Okay.
yeah. So right now my must do is schedule all of my TikTok lives into YouTube, so it will be available on YouTube.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
idea. This is a must do.
That's
Mhm.
a project that I'm doing right now.
So if you have a whole quarter, because remember, we're talking about a whole quarter.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have about 3 months from January now until March.
yeah.
So it must do. I'm coming back in March and asking you if you did upload the video to
Yeah,
YouTube, okay?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. May do. May do. This is the difference here. A lot of people will think that I'm gonna say you may do. No, I want to tell you something, Chris. What is the may do? I might create those five resources, but I might not bundle it. Because the goal here, yes, we said the big one, but many of us don't get to the big one, right? But at least you got yourself to create five resources in a quarter. You had the pins, you have the blog, you're sharing it on your email. So it would be better and more beneficial to have that bundle, but if you don't get to it, it's okay. You keep working on the bundle. You can add more resources to your bundle. Lynette, what do you think?
One of my may do's is creating a video online accompanying to my bundles.
That's
Oh, that's a
that's a
good
bad
one.
idea. Anyone
Yeah.
else who would like to share? Not just Chris and Lynette. Kathleen, Wendy, anyone else? We have 10 people here. Share with us because we want to help you. And we want to help you. The whole point of this is to really help you create this. And I'm going to give you a spreadsheet that I use myself. Yes.
My may do is also a must do, which is
Okay.
add more products,
Okay. I
create
love that.
products.
I love that.
Yeah.
Kathleen, do you like to share with us?
Hey, yeah, I recently, like over the winter break, kind of went back to the data and realized that most of my traffic is still coming from just organic TPT search. So I'm gonna focus more of my time on the I can't think of what it's called. Sorry, the analyze SEO tool that we have access to, and spend less time on like social media and Instagram because I just don't see that that's driving a lot of traffic for me at this point. So
Yes.
the Instagram is going to be the may do instead of feeling like I have to post.
Okay. I love that. I always say I want to do Instagram, but I can't. It's just not me. My son is that tattoo artist. I take his posts, I turn it into educational ones, and I post it, and they do good. It's just, but it's not in me. So it's may do because it's something like I try to avoid, but I know because it's there. Like my son is creating them. I just turn them into educational, into my niche, and it's still they're just my may do. So now your project, your quarter one project is going to become your January, March, all the way to March plans. So you chose your quarter one. If you choose it, define what done looks like. I want you to write down what do you think your final project is going to look like. For example, Lynette is going to be a YouTube channel that we're all going to go and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Chris, we're going to check out your bundle. So it's going to look this great with these thumbnails. This is how it's going already shared everywhere. Kathleen is going to tell me she worked on her SEO, is going to bring more views to her store. Wendy's going to come back and say, I have 5 resources uploaded. I want you to picture it. I want you to write it down. Manifest it because it works. I'm a firm believer that the mind and the universe work together. Write it down. Write your goal down. I wrote it last year. I want to double my income. I wrote it down. I do believe. And when you have it in front of you and you look at it, you're going to keep reminding yourself that if you don't have the time, I need to do this because this is what I'm going to accomplish and I'm going to get there. Even if you don't get there, at least you're halfway the second quarter, you can finish it.
Mhm.
Now I want you, now you have this, all this. What is your first task? The first one or two you want to do, then plan from February after that. For example, if Chris, I would be planning the bundle, having the standards, have the theme. This is how listen to me because this is how I plan my product. First thing, I set and I'll outline my bundles. I say it's going to be 5 to 6 resources. It's not part of the presentation, but I want to give it to you that just came up in my mind. So I say I'm going to make a bundle that is going to have at least 5 to 6 resources. Which standards I'm covering? I think of the standards before even the theme, before Valentine's Day, before Memorial Day, before winter. I don't think the theme, I think the standards. So I think January, February, I know as a teacher to March, we're teaching now historical fiction in my class. Also, remember February, we have Black History Month. Also, it says now I start connecting it. So I'm talking as an ELA social study. So instead of creating just a reading lesson, I can create an ELA plus social study integrating both subjects.
Mhm.
Social studies and science can be done. You can teach about landforms and how can be connected to science. What can I pull out from that landform resource that I'm teaching United States landforms, North America, whatever you're thinking, rocks, soil. So now you have one for social study, one for your science while you're creating. So this is how I think. If I'm creating a reading lesson about, I always think this way, creating about rocks, how can be used, and I can create something that they connect it to science. I want that teacher to come back because she knows if she's using my resources, she's gonna have an advantage. She can use it in both classes, not one class. If I'm doing historical fiction, she can use it during February. So this is how I think, standards. Then I move, now that I have my standards, the theme, what's February? So if I'm now January, I'm already uploading for February, almost starting spring resources. I'm not uploading for January. I'm done with January. So that's how I think. So if you're planning now, plan for your spring. Start working. So by March, you're done and planning for August and for June, July, during the summer, what you're going to do. And then now that I have the theme, I know for it's going to be spring butterflies. Butterflies, okay, can connect to science. I can connect it, let's say. So now I think my previews and my thumbnails. I already have all of this. I do it, I sit for an hour, I have all of that. And I'm going to show you how I do it in a different way, but you're going to see how I use my 90 minutes. And this is how my store has been growing. And this is how I plan my resources. I never plan from down up. I plan first, then I move to standards, then I plan it out, then standards, then this. This is the planning out. This is how I'm planning. Standards, theme, thumbnails, previews, when is going to be uploaded. If I feel that is not enough time, I don't upload it. I move on. I move on. I don't move on from the product. I move on from the topic. I switch it. I change it to fit something else. I don't waste any products because I already have done the work. And they never sitting. Sitting on the computer is money sitting on your computer. And the more you upload, the more money you're going to bring. Batch it. That's what we're talking about. Once a month. At the end of the month, I sit no longer than 60 to 90 minutes. I batch my 4 weeks, like for example, and this is an example. This is not the product roadmap is my planning. I do every month. I plan what I'm going to do for February. So for example, remember we had the meeting on the 30th? I sat after I left, my kids were watching a movie. I sat, I did this. What I'm doing for January, how I'm doing it, and I'm almost into February. January, I'm not creating resources for January. I'm creating for end of February and March. You need to, because we need time. I have teachers emailing me, when is the next one coming out? When are you going to upload more? Are you going to have more? Reviews are rolling. Just since January, in 3 days, I have so many reviews. I started the year in 2025, I think with 101, I'm 289. Because I don't create anymore just for creating. I plan it, I know what I'm creating. I create with the plan to sell. I'm not creating for myself. So I sit there for 60 to 90 minutes, 4 weeks, listing how, the roadmap for that month, what products I'm going to use, how I'm going to use it, why I'm creating them. I even write down why I'm creating. Why do I need to create this? Why does the teacher need this one? What's the reason a teacher is going to spend $5? What is the reason that a teacher is going to come back and buy a bundle for $30 and $40? There must be a strong reason, not just saying helping them. What I'm finding after the reviews and all the interaction with teachers from the classroom through my emails, they don't care about saving time. You know what is the main reason they're coming back? Engaging. Students are enjoying it while they're practicing the skills. There is no email or review says that they save time. All of them, they're telling me students are engaged, they're loving it while they're learning. Academic to fun. Do not forget the academics part. Make sure it's academic. It's helping the students while they're in the classroom. Teachers don't want to waste time. They don't want to waste just time for wasting it. They want, even if they want to give up fun things, we're teachers. We know we want them to learn, to keep learning. They don't want to stop the learning. Believe me, not even one teacher told me I save time using your resources. And that's the main reason at the beginning. I wanted to help teachers save time. That's not what it is. They're all coming back. They're engaged in it. They're having fun and they're learning. Academic enough, rigorous enough to help them. So this is we spoke about the monthly. I sit at the end of the month and I plan it. Sit there, say, I want to do this. I have 4 weeks. Look at the weeks. And this is what I'm going to accomplish in 4 weeks. And do it just for an hour. That last Sunday of the month. I do it every last Sunday of the month. I sit and I do it. I know it's crazy that I do every last Sunday of the month, but every last Sunday of the month is my month where I sit and I plan everything for the next month. Now that you have the monthly, you're going to move to your weekly. 60 minutes, if you want to do it. What are you going to work on? Break it down. I sit sometimes and I create for 60 minutes if I have the 60 minutes. You can do 30 minutes. If you have 90 minutes, list and improvement, SEO, that's what it is. I go back there, I improve the descriptions, I look at it, I start researching. If my resource was on If my resource was on page 1, maybe now is on page 3, why? What's the reasoning? I just saw Ian's message, keywords. I love that. So SEO, that's the most important thing. And I learned something the other day. I'm going to share it at the end. Then 2 short marketing blocks, maybe for your Instagram. Don't waste time there. You want to create those reels? Create it. 15 minutes and move on. Reels, they're not going to bring you the money. TpT is going to bring you money. Think money. Time equals money. Don't track everything. Look at your data and see, I want to track views or conversion or revenue. What is the one that most matters to you? If your conversion rates are high, look into the revenue, look into the views. But if you have high conversion rates and it was bringing you money, leave the views. My views went down this year from, I think it was 30 something thousand to 30, just 30, or yeah, exactly 30,200 from 35 something from last year. But my conversion rate went higher, and my revenue and my income went higher too, because the bundle brought the money. So if you are bringing money, forget about the views. If you have money, forget about the views. If you're reaching your goals with money. So now, what is it? What do you have to do so you don't run out of motivation? Because by January, end of January, we're done. First thing, you have to attend your roundtables with Chris, because he's going to come back to you with monthly reviews where you're going to go over, and I'm going to explain it at the end with him. What did you do? Why didn't work? Why didn't you accomplish your goals? And how can you accomplish them? So it's really important that you attend those monthly review with Chris, and maybe he will do a quarterly one after that. Repeat tasks, templates, use your repeat tasks. Repeat those tasks so you can you less time spent it and recreating templates and recreating resources. For example, if you notice something is selling, use that template and change just the theme, the standards, the subject, not the subject, because the theme, the standards, just change that. Change the reading passages, the questions, but use the same thing. I go back. Guess what? I change. I just changed, like, it's the same thing. I change the reading passage with the comprehension question with the writing prompt. That's it. And I'm done. Everything is there. Everything, instructions, and make your instructions. If you're using lesson plan, make them just general. Don't make them so specific. The teachers are not reading. First of all, teachers are not reading. And secondly, I don't have time to read. I'm being honest with you. I'm a teacher in the classroom. I don't have time to read every word that they have in TpT packet or resource. This is number one. And number two is going to be easier for you to reuse that template, because you don't have to fix every little word in there. That's what I was talking. Chris, you're going to come after them, right?
Yeah.
So the roundtables, can you talk about it? What is going to happen around your roundtables?
Well, I wanted to actually brainstorm a little bit out loud with you, but we are going to do a little bit better job of holding each other accountable at our roundtables. So today we're setting goals with Mervat. And so I think, but I'm welcome to feedback, is next month when we do our roundtable, we're going to check in on each other on how did we do with our monthly and weekly goals. So we're going to have to say our goals out loud now so that when we meet again, we can discuss them. Does that
And
sound good, or you think we should do more than that, Mervat?
I think they should no, you should do a little more. Why
Tell
didn't you
us.
accomplish
Tell
it?
us what
Why
more.
this? Yes, because we want to push them. We want to create and start making money. I cannot promise you, but I'm telling you, if you start creating and adding and pushing and working and putting on TpT and uploading and pushing your resources, believe me, you're gonna see something. Because I was there where you're sitting now. I was there. And Chris was pushing me. Right, Chris?
Yes, ma'am. I remember.
Yes, remember a lot of things you told me, but I used to go and apply it. I'm like, let me go try it.
So
So
if
now
you
you
don't do your goal, then you have to do like push-ups. Is that what we're saying? Jumping
yeah,
jacks, sit-ups?
now you have your four focus areas. Oh, I can't. If you're pushing me to do my push-ups, I can't. I just came out of
No,
surgery. I'm sorry.
that's all right.
Okay, now you have your four focus areas. If you don't have it, please write it down. And you can change it anytime, just for now, so you are learning with us how to do it. So you can change it. I change my goals within a couple of months. You're gonna see me, I have different goals. Because some product might not work. I see other products are working. So gone the ones that are not working and taken over the ones that are working. So it's okay. They don't have to be the same goals all year. You can change them, you can adapt them to whatever is working and not working for you. That's why you're going to come back with Chris, because if it's not working, something is not working, we're going to find a solution, help you find maybe something that will work. Remember, we're doing a main project for the quarter and two small projects. You all have it, right? And you're coming back to the monthly reviews. So are we clear? Main goal, two small goals for the quarter. You have already four main ones for the whole year, because four quarters means four, and then you're going to break. For now, we're just taking the first quarter. Forget about the other three because you're going to use it later. And again, you might change them. This is my spreadsheet this year. Let me see. Can you all see it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what I did, this is my TBT. I used it. It works so well. I really encourage everyone to use it. How many followers you're going to end up the month with, review, units sold, earning, conversion rate, everything. It's here. I do how many products, and that's how you're going to know how many products you uploaded and the ranking. This is your business expenses. Feel free to use it or not. It's up to you. You don't have to. This is what I said, yearly goals. You're going to put it in here. You have the four, and we're going to see the progress at the end. And what do you think the next step will be to stop that project? Did work, didn't work? You want to start a new project? And why not? Why didn't work? And I'm going to put it in a little bit in the chat, the link. This is your quarterly, the same one. Focus 1, 2, 3, 4. You can focus the big one and then the 2 or 3 small. I put up to 4 small ones, but if you can do 2, it's okay. You have it here. Then your monthly task, must do and may do. You're going to write them here. Your must do and may do. And you're going to be taking notes. Take notes. What did you accomplish and what didn't you accomplish? What did you do? What day you finish one, the due date? Like set due dates for you. For example, I say I need to finish this bundle by March 15th. So I have another 2 weeks to finish if I'm not done when I check my. This is what I use every month when I'm sitting. I do really come here, put TBT followers, review everything. Monthly check-in, what worked? This is what you're going to do with Chris. Why didn't work? And you're going to write those advices that Chris, Lina, anyone gives you, and how you're going to think how I'm going to use it to make it work next month. And then you only have your January actions. You can put the task, the deadline done, not yet, for each month. You have one at the bottom. So what's going to happen? What happened with me? I end up the year, I had all of this information here. What I didn't accomplish is becoming something I can accomplish this year now. It's halfway done because I left it. I said it didn't work. So I'm going to try to see if I can finish it this time. I already have a couple of things halfway done. They need just to be done and uploaded, even though I didn't accomplish it last year. Those tasks weren't done. So it's really important. And when you come to this one, such an important thing because you see your growth. You think you're not growing, but you are. That's what I used to think. But seeing it every single month, and you will see what's going to happen here August, September. Back to school, if you get ready for back to school. So this is the spreadsheet this time, Lina. Easy, simple.